Hi, hopefully you're connected. Hopefully I'm connected to audio. I know that Zoom meetings are a little bit tricky. Are you able to hear me okay?
Loud and crispy, my country friend.
All right. It was very nice to meet you. I just want to let you know before we start that um, everything that we're going to be discussing is going to be recorded just so that we have it on file. We can keep it. But my name is Spencer. I'll be doing the interview, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time to submit your resume. Yeah, this is just a first round interview. So, don't feel nervous. I know that a lot of people, this is a really exciting opportunity. But just, let's just talk. You can tell me a little bit about yourself. My name is Spencer. I guess if you want to just quickly introduce yourself, name, age, date of birth.
Well, I'd like to say namaste, brother Spencer.
Oh,
Uh,
namaste.
my my name is Demonte Domingo. I
Demonte
am
Domingo.
23 years old, and I was born in 1998.
1998. So that makes you 21 years old. Is that correct? 22?
23 years old. That's about right.
23 years old. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess I just I was going over your resume and I found some things very interesting. But before we get into anything, I mean, just go ahead and tell me like what interests you in our program. I mean, not many people have the courage and interest in applying to become a colonist, one of the first colonists on Mars.
That is an excellent question, my comrade, my compadre. I'd like to say that when it comes to guts, you ain't got nobody like Demonte. I am. I'm a little bit of a master of none, but also jack of all trades. People know me
Okay.
as
People usually lead with the jack of all trades part, but please continue.
that's yeah. I have a lot of different talents. I am suave, sophisticated, well vaccinated.
Good. Yeah, that's one of the very important qualifications.
I
Uh,
haven't broken a bone.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Um,
I'm good with computers.
it also says here that you consider yourself to be the next Elon Musk, which
Well,
is
I wouldn't say consider. It's more like I know for a fact, without any doubt. I'm 100. Like, I'm glad that Elon Musk stepped up so that people would be ready for me. It's like
right.
I'm glad to have a front man just so that people would be ready for me. Like, thank you, Elon, for stepping up and showing everybody that technology is cool. But like, I'm glad that it's me who gets to. I'm just happy to say that my front man, he's doing a great job, and that like in 2 years, Demonte Domingo, you won't even be able to think of the name Elon Musk. Like, honestly.
Well, that's interesting. I personally have never heard of Demonte. I guess like, are you working with Elon? Are you already employed at SpaceX? I'm a little confused. What do you mean?
I wouldn't say working with Elon. I tweeted at him once and he retweeted me. That was pretty cool. But like he has a mutual like
So you don't know him,
uh well, I mean, can we really know anyone in this ecosystem?
right? But
Like
you've never met him,
like in person?
or otherwise.
I've watched his TED Talks.
Okay, well, I guess maybe you could just tell me a little bit more because I'm going to be honest, your resume is a little bit thin and it doesn't say very much specifically about your professional career. But if you want to just quickly give me a brief summary of your academic history, like where'd you go to high school? What degree did you go for in college? How far did you get along?
I went to Don Hernandez High School, where I graduated with grades. And then
Most people do.
I went and I spent 2 weeks at what do you call it? UC Berkeley.
You got into Berkeley, okay.
Well, I spent 2 weeks there. I was just chilling at my friend's dorm. I needed a place to
Oh, so
crash.
you were just living there, but you weren't a student,
No, 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 no. I wouldn't have applied
right?
there. There are better places for a person of my intellect, and so I decided
There's
that.
probably also more legal places. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to crash at a college dorm of a school you're not attending.
Well, excuse me, princess. I'm just saying that I had an education, and I'd say education's important or whatever, and it's like cool. But what I've learned mainly from Reddit.
Right. Well, I suppose I just want to, not to put a hamper on any of your particular uh, goals, but we're really looking for people with a lot of a strong academic background.
Mm.
Engineers, doctors, scientists, pilots. I mean, do you have you did you pursue a degree? Do you have any high level education?
So, see, that's where we can be on the same page. Higher level education, I got plenty of that.
Okay.
My
Well, that's
mother,
great.
my mother is a heart surgeon,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and she used to read the books with me, and so I know,
Sorry, read the books.
yeah, her textbooks to me when I was very young.
Okay.
So I know words like cardiovascular.
You know words like cardiovascular.
Cardiovascular is a word, yeah.
What does cardiovascular mean?
It's when you work out.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So you don't really have any official, like formal bachelor's degree
I don't have
or
a bachelor's
master,
degree, but I do
right?
have a large income.
Okay. And what kind of employment background do you have?
Well, I started off as just like everybody, working at my dad's hedge fund,
No, okay. Sure.
and it was pretty good. Um, Golf trips, whatnot. I was like, ugh, work. So finally, when I turned 20, yeah, I was 20, that I decided I needed to stop working for such a dead end career. I moved to the valley and I started working in startups.
Okay. Like so you live in Palo Alto or somewhere nearby?
Yeah, I live right on the east coast of Palo Alto.
So it's famously one. It's on the west. Okay, so you moved there looking to start your own company. What was it?
I so at first I was just moving there for a new change of scenery. I was like, LA is nice, but I need to move to Palo Alto because at least there's some change. I've never been somewhere so
It's not that far of a move.
so after I moved all that way away, I started looking around. My friend Tony was telling me that everybody there has big ideas, and as long as you've got a small, large amount of money, you can do anything. And so I started working with all of the greatest minds.
But not Elon Musk, which we were clear about from before.
Oh
You've
yeah,
never met him,
I've never
right?
met him.
Or done business with him.
I've tweeted him, and he's retweeted one of my things. So I guess that would be like working together, right?
It's not. Okay, I don't mean to interrupt you, but at NASX we really are looking for very capable, multi-talented individuals.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm gonna need to hear something a little bit impressive, or I'm gonna have to just let you know that maybe this isn't the right opportunity for you.
Huh. Well, let's see. What could I give you that I would really start to parcel in what kind of a person I am? I am a perfectionist.
Uh-huh.
I never stop till the job is done and done right. That's
Okay.
why I'm still building that puzzle from when I was younger.
A puzzle, sorry?
Yeah, I got a 20,000 piece puzzle, and I think one of the pieces is missing. I've had multiple Craigslist like searchings for somebody to sell me that piece.
Yeah, okay. Just
Um,
like a normal puzzle like
yeah,
you would
yeah.
do if you were 7 years old.
Well, it was a like 20,000 piece of the Mona
It's a
Lisa.
large
It
puzzle.
was a large
Okay.
puzzle. The thing is,
Yeah.
I haven't given up on that task since I was young. Like I was 7 at the time. I have ever since been trying to buy that one piece of the puzzle I'm missing, and I won't stop till I find it because I'm that dedicated to what I do.
You would probably have to just buy another copy
Puzzles,
of the
yeah,
puzzle.
that's what the people at Hasbro kept selling, trying to say me. But I was like, or I'll just buy that one piece. What? Somebody else doesn't need the piece.
Sure. Okay. Um, and anything else? I mean, do you have any background in stuff that isn't like is STEM related?
Oh,
Uh,
STEM related? Yeah, I have. I had 2 years working in an engineering field.
okay, yeah. Well, I don't see that on your resume. That would have been great to.
Well, it's part of my startups. So I was working with uh, what do you call it? Like a manufacturing building. It was a small manufacturing building in a basement.
You uh you were manufacturing something.
Yeah, we were mass producing. I think it was microchips
You
for,
were mass producing microchips in a basement.
yeah, in Palo Alto.
Okay. How?
Um, well, so I was talking about my friend Tony. Friend Tony introduced me to my friend Nick. My friend Nick introduced me to my friend Ryan, and then Ryan introduced me to. I think I can legally only call him Big Demonte. Um, which trust me, it's as confusing to me because I'm the Demonte here, but he was Big Demonte before I was. So
Okay.
someday
That
when I'm
makes you
bigger than,
little Demonte, I assume.
no, it means
Medium-sized Demonte.
uh, it makes me bigger than Elon Musk in my opinion, but we'll see.
You've said that a few times. I'm still not really sure
Um,
why.
and so he
Okay.
hired a bunch of Korean women
Okay.
to help in a factory in his basement to build
Okay. Do
microchips.
I want to continue to? I don't want to have to hear something like this that I might have to report to authorities.
I don't think he was. Why would this be reportable to authority? This is just like a normal business practice.
Okay.
But yeah, he was paying about 12 women
Uh-huh.
$12 an hour.
To make
Microchips,
microchips. yeah. Right. Okay.
and so
I don't
I
believe you,
was. You don't believe me?
but why don't we move on?
Okay.
I just like I don't want to say outright because that's not my job.
Yeah.
But I will say that the outlook of you actually joining this expedition is very low. But I
Hmm.
suppose we could just keep, powering through. I do have a quick test that we like to give all of our candidates.
Yeah.
It's something very simple. I'm sure that you won't have any problem with it. It's more like just familiarity with you know the job in general and just to see what you think about certain things. So, first question, again, very simple. Just, it's more of a formality than anything else. But if you could just name the planets in order in the solar system from closest to furthest from the sun.
Closest to furthest from the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you count Gibraltar?
It's not a planet. That isn't a
Oh,
planet.
okay. Okay. So we're going with the original 9. Gotcha. Okay.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Mercury, Venus, Earth. You're never gonna get this one, but it's Mars, the one that we're going to.
Okay, yeah,
Kind
I'm
of a
asking
big,
you the question.
kind of a big deal.
You're not telling. Okay, keep going.
Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, Gibraltar, Pluto.
Okay. Uh, well, thanks. That's great. Yeah. I guess the next question, um, just a simple sort of binary question. Does sound travel faster in space than it does on Earth? Any sound. Any sound. This is a very simple question. Yes. So it does travel faster in space. Is
How the
that your
heck?
final answer?
Wait a second. Sorry. I just realized that it cut me out. I don't even know if it got my last question. But I said, yeah, it goes faster, and it's because there's no gravity holding it down.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, last question, and this is more of an opinion based, but
Yeah.
just what do you think every black hole contains a singularity?
See, that's a big question, especially for the climate that we're in, right?
Hmm.
I don't like to say anything is a singularity because we're all a plurality of
Sure.
conditions that we're all in together. And
Yeah.
I think if we really think about a black hole, it's a lot of things jammed into one thing. But if we discount the parts that made it, then what's the point?
Right.
So,
Well, I appreciate the moral sentiment, but this is more of a physics question,
oh,
you
well,
know?
wait, you said it was an opinion question. How's this a
Well,
physics is an opinion? And the answer is yes, all black holes have a singularity.
okay. All right. Well, that's great. I guess just a couple more things.
Absolutely.
First, how would you describe your athletic ability? Do you have any like notable athletic achievements?
I ran a 2 minute mile.
Okay,
I
a
was
2 minute, like you mean like a not a mile, like 100 meters, or like
no,
a
I ran a 2 minute
thousand
mile.
meter, 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure the fastest isn't less than three, but I guess I could be wrong. That's definitely very impressive.
I can hold my
Um,
breath for 5 minutes underwater.
that's okay. That's also impressive. Do
Um,
you have any like training? Like, did you do like diving or
uh,
swim?
I was on the U.S. Men Olympics team for a little bit, but that was pretty boring.
Uh-huh.
I was on the swim team, and I was like, ugh,
You
give
were
me,
on the Olympic men's swim team for the United States.
yeah.
What year?
What was it? 2016? Yeah, I was still in high school.
The most recent Olympics. You were in Rio.
I was in the Rio Olympic. Well, so I was training for the Rio Olympics, and then my father offered me a job at his startup, and I was like, well,
I see.
might as well do something useful with my time.
So you gave up. Oh, I mean, that's incredibly impressive. So you weren't able to compete. Did you have any other history of competition?
Um, I didn't really compete much. I mainly just got like I don't like the idea of competing against other people because I think we should all be friends in this global atmosphere.
Hmm.
And
You did
so
open by saying that you thought that Elon Musk was your front man in business.
yeah.
So
Well, listen, that doesn't mean we're competitors. It just means that he's my starter. He's the guy I show in the front so that I when
he
I
doesn't know you.
and when he does,
He
he'll know
doesn't
that
know
he's the
you.
front man. Well, when he does, he'll know he's the front man for me. He'll be like, "Oh my god, you're Demonte Domingo," and then he'll bow down to me.
Wow. Wow.
Um, and so yeah, I didn't compete much, but I did run a 2 minute mile in high school.
You ran a 2 minute mile and you're on the men's Olympic team for Rio, but you didn't go because you wanted your dad's money.
I didn't say money. I wanted to do something that was actually important.
What were you doing? You said that he had a hedge fund.
Uh, I mainly just talked to clients. I went on a lot of
Uh-huh.
like dinner dates, and I went golfing a few times. Met the president. That was pretty cool.
Okay. All right. Well, just a couple more questions. I'm not gonna lie. I think that once I'm done with these, I don't know if there's much else to go over, but you'll hear from us. But what I guess if you were on a right and you were on a crew of, let's say, 20 or 19 other individuals, what factors would you be considering to ensure the safety of not only yourself but um, your teammates, your coworkers? Oh my gosh.
You'd say it's fairly hot in California, yeah.
No, famously not. I guess there are deserts, but
Well, we were in Palo Alto. It was pretty hot, and especially with all of the machines running in the basement, there were often times when we were worried people would have heat strokes.
okay,
And so I actually was in charge of making sure that nobody died of heat stroke in that basement.
right. What was causing the heat? Because I mean, like Palo Alto, like I mean, just the general area is known for being famously good temperatures year round.
Oh, well, in that basement it was easily 120 plus.
What were you? I assume that you had a machinery. You're
Yeah, we have a
manufacturing
lot of machinery.
microchips,
Yeah, we had a lot of machinery.
and so
We had
you
six.
were
We had
willingly
well,
you
well,
were.
Big Demonte was willingly. I'd like to say
He was you basically forcing people to work in conditions that would clearly lead them to
to
having
heat
serious
stroke.
heat stroke. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but he hired. Listen, he set these conditions up, and it was the only place he could run his operation. So he hired me to run the basement floor. And so the things that I did were I did a small amount of computer programming because kind of talented like that.
How to
Uh,
program? What languages?
Python,
Uh-huh.
Java, Nintendo.
Right. Okay. What um things have you made or worked on in the past?
Um, I worked for 2 months for Blizzard Entertainment.
Nice. What were you doing?
Uh, I was mainly tasked with closing down their esports. Yeah.
Okay. I see. But so far, regarding the question about ensuring the safety of the people that you're working with, what did you do to ensure the safety of those poor Korean women?
So I had multiple different plans in place. First of all, I had constant like like those bio reading bracelets that you can have.
Hmm.
If a woman's temperature ever went above 104, I would
It's a
immediately
serious fever.
listen, man. It's Palo Alto. It's hot.
Okay. You would
If it hit
take them to the
100,
hospital?
hosp- hospital, yeah. We had like a chill out tent in the backyard.
Okay.
There was like a cooler in there, so you could have a nice cold like coconut water.
So you would bring them to a cooler and give them a drink if they were seriously feverish.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
well
wasn't
that's
bad.
something.
But secondarily, if there was ever a fire, which there were a few,
Caused by?
the machinery.
Uh-huh. Right. Okay.
I had to evacuate the women one by one, and since the basement had a tendency of filling with smoke,
Hmm.
I had to carry them out one by one, and so I had a system of lightest to heaviest,
Hmm.
where I would carry out the heaviest woman, then the lightest, or sorry, other way around, lightest then heaviest. You know
Right,
what I mean?
efficiency. Yeah,
Yeah, get as
efficiency.
many women out as
Okay.
I could
I do
before the
have a
fire.
follow-up question, which isn't on my form. I'm more just asking it out of outrage, but I want you to be honest. Like, I want you to tell me, first thing,
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh yeah.
how many of those women survived?
Oh, we never had a casualty.
Oh, they're all safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
we never had a casualty. One woman, she got lung cancer, but that's like genes. That's like genes.
Right, not the smoke that she was breathing in.
Oh, there was only like 14 fires.
Okay. There shouldn't be one fire, but
Whoa, you
um,
can't. Amazon has more than one fire. You wouldn't say that
Amazon
about
is
Amazon.
a ridiculously large multi-billion dollar company.
And so you're saying that you allow one fire for a big factory, big place, and don't even allow 14 for a small one?
Yeah,
Fair. I like
yeah,
your
that's
honesty,
exactly right.
Kumasabe.
Thank you. Okay. Have you had any experience of prolonged social isolation?
Uh, from 2008 to 2012, I spoke to no one.
You would have been in like a
I
child.
was 10 and I was
You
10 to
weren't going
14
to
there. Yeah.
school?
No, I was going to school. I spoke like so I went to school, but I went with sensory deprivation like headphones. I had some pretty bad anxiety, and so I basically went to school blind and deaf. I spoke to no one. I just did homework at home. I didn't talk to my parents. They just left food on my bed. That was
Oh
four
my
years.
gosh.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I like those years.
You liked those years.
Was I not supposed
Okay.
to? They were
I mean,
fun
the point
years.
of the question is, that people who are going on this trip are going to be going for many, many years away
I mean,
from
four
their
years was
home
a lot of
planet.
time. Yeah.
And so we need people who are mentally stable and have the fortitude to deal with all of the pressure, psychological pressure that comes with engaging on something like this.
And I'm saying I'd be willing to do it for another 12 years.
Well, I'm just hearing that you are a damaged person who willingly cut himself off from people. I mean, you're going to
No,
have
my
to work
father
with
my
a team.
father said this is just a cheaper solution.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Um but I think I could definitely do another 12 to 20 years of that. That's pretty
Uh,
sick.
all right. Well, we're looking for like mainly engineers, pilots, doctors, scientists. I mean, you're even looking for entertainers. So I guess, is there any last piece of information you think would be helpful in our assessment of your portfolio?
Let's see. I flew a plane once when I was 7.
Uh-huh.
Um
You didn't, but go on.
well, I was 7 and my father took me out flying
Right.
once.
Which
In
was the
his
piece of information that let me know that you didn't.
Wait, why?
Because you were 7, which is what you said.
Yeah, I'm 7. I was 7. So my father took me flying in his Cessna, and we were
Uh-huh.
flying over. I don't even remember where. We were flying over a desert, and he had a few too many to drink, and he
Oh my
passed out
God.
at the wheel, and so I had to drive it for a little bit, but like
You
that wasn't
Did you
so bad.
land the plane?
I didn't have to land the plane. I had to fly it. We didn't hit that mountain at least.
So your father was so drunk that he blacked out while he was flying you over the desert to who knows where.
I'm pretty sure it was for a business venture.
Likely, not that. Okay. So you have some experience, though, in planes.
I have some
That's
experience in
interesting.
planes.
Do you have a pilot's license?
I could buy one.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure that that's all that I need to hear. Do you have any last comments before I let you go and move on to the other applicants?
Yes, I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Do you have Elon Musk's phone number? And can I have it? I'll take that as a yes.